Testing to see you got volume on. You got it? Okay. Going good?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Police Commissioner Robert Waring. I'm here with Deputy Commissioner Kevin Catalina, Deputy Police Commissioner Belinda Alvarez-Groneman, as well as Chief of Detectives Darrell Simmons, Chief of Patrol Jerry Hardy, Assistant Police Commissioner Elizabeth Dates, Chief of Trauma and Surgery here at Stony Brook University, and our Medical Director, Dr. James Voswinkle, and PBA President Lou Savillo. This is an ongoing investigation, and we're still gathering information regarding this morning's incident. Here are the details we can confirm. 3 3rd Precinct police officers responded to a 911 call regarding a domestic incident, during which the caller stated her husband was acting violent. The officers arrived at the home, located at 1138 Udall Road in Bayshore, at approximately 9:10 a.m. 2 officers approached the front door. When one of the officers opened the screen door, Tyquell Woodson, the 911 caller's husband, came charging at the officer with a large knife. The officer retreated and fell into the snow on the front yard. Woodson jumps on top of him with a knife, and he starts stabbing the officer, clearly attempting to kill him. The officer was stabbed multiple times in the right arm. Woodson also attempted to stab him in the chest, but fortunately, the knife did not penetrate through the officer's vest. One officer deployed his taser, which was unsuccessful. A 3rd officer fired a service weapon, striking Woodson and stopping the attack. A tourniquet was applied to the officer's arm by fellow officers. CPR was initiated at the scene by responding officers and first responders on Woodson, who was then transported by Brentwood Legion Ambulance to South Shore University Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. He was 33 years old. The officer who was stabbed has been a member of the police department for a year and a half. He was transported by a police vehicle to Good Samaritan Hospital, then airlifted to Stony Brook University Hospital. The other 2 officers were also transported for observation right here to Stony Brook Hospital. One has been an officer for a year and a half, and the other for 1 year. Law enforcement is a dangerous profession, and our officers put their lives on the line every day. This incident occurred in approximately 5 seconds. I want to be clear, this was a justified shooting. Without the decisive actions of these officers, one of our officers would have been killed today. I am grateful that my officers will be going home to their families. Please keep them in your thoughts. As I mentioned, this is an ongoing investigation, and we will also be aiding the Attorney General's investigation with anything that they need. I would now like to turn it over to PBA President Lou Savillo.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good afternoon. This violent career felon was intent on killing a police officer today. And it's only by the grace of God and the swift actions of the other officers that were on that scene that we do not have a dead police officer today. Thank God they were there to prevent the loss of life. Thank God that he was wearing his bulletproof vest, because if not, that knife would have been plunged into his chest. We're grateful to the officers on the scene for their heroic actions. We're grateful to the team here at Stony Brook, led by Dr. Voswinkle, for their life-saving efforts. And we're just thankful to God today that we are not mourning the loss of one of our own. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I stand before you today with very mixed emotions. As a member of the society, it really makes me sick to my stomach that in the past 14 months, this is the 3rd incident and the 4th officer that I've had to take care of who was almost killed in our society. We can go back to December 30th of 22, when 2 of our officers, one was stabbed in the neck and required emergent surgery to live. We had another officer in May who was shot through his pelvis, and now we have what happened today. We're very, very, very fortunate for the way the events went. When the officer arrived and was stabbed multiple times, he had wounds to his hands, both forearms, as well as his face. Some of these wounds were significant enough that it required the quick actions of his partners to apply a tourniquet to stop the bleeding. The additional expedient actions brought him to a trauma center where they were able to assess, stabilize the officer, and transport him to us. At Stony Brook, we repaired his wounds, some of them being complex. We do have concerns that there may be nerve damage to his dominant hand, which he uses to eat and write with. But we're very fortunate that he's alive, and overall these wounds were not life-threatening as we've seen in the past. We're hopeful for a full recovery. There is obviously a possibility with the concern for nerve damage that he may need surgery in the future. But once again, we're very hopeful that he has a full recovery. And as a medical professional, a member of the society, I am extremely thankful for what law enforcement does for us every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Vosswick. I'll now take questions. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, TV president said career felon was the reason he's running. Is there anything else you can tell him about his past, his history? And
Again, it's early on. I am aware that he was arrested for a robbery last year, but it was outside our jurisdiction. I believe it was in Riverhead.
nothing else?
No, I'm not aware of anything else at this point.
Anything else you can say about what happened that led to that call, or how he was acting erratically, I guess?
No, not at this time, no.
Can you give us an update on the wife and his family?
There was a wife and a one-year-old at the scene.
And they're okay?
Yes.
Was the incident recorded on body cam? Is this something that will be released?
It was recorded on body cam. It will not be released at this time.
Thank you, everybody.